Hey guys, Captain here. With the recent release of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, I thought it would be very cool to build the flagship legendary Pokemon from those games. So this week I have for you guys Dialga out of Legos. One of my biggest and most detailed builds. I've actually been working on this design for several weeks now, on and off. And I'm really excited to show it to you guys. Plus next week I'll have another video that I think you guys will be excited about if you enjoy this one. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started on the instructions. Alright, let's begin by building the core structure of the torso. Let's take a 1x6 plate in dark blue, and on top of that, layer 4 2x3 plates in dark blue. And then let's hold this together with another 1x8 plate in dark blue. Now at both ends, place 1x1 bricks in all the corners. And next to those 1x1 dark blue bricks, place 1x1 modified dark blue bricks with a stud on one side, and have the stud face outwards. Then, behind one set of the modified dark blue bricks, place medium azure 1x1 plates, and then behind those, dark blue 1x3 plates. For the next layer in the back, place a medium azure 1x2 claw plate with the claw hanging off the long end. And then in the front, place a 1x2 plate, really in any color. I chose dark gray, but it doesn't matter because this won't be visible. Then behind this, place a 1x3 dark blue plate, a 1x3 medium azure plate, and a 2x3 dark blue plate. For the next layer, add another 1x2 plate in whatever color in the front, a 2x3 dark blue plate behind that, 1x3 medium azure plate, 1x3 dark blue plate, and then a 1x2 dark blue plate. The next layer becomes simpler. Hold this together with a 1x3 dark blue plate, 2x3, another 2x3, then a 2x3 medium azure plate, and a 1x3 dark blue plate. For the next layer, another 1x3 dark blue plate. You could, if you care more about structural integrity, maybe swap around the layer below this, but it really won't matter because it's quite stable anyway. Behind this, a 1x3 dark blue tile, a light gray jumper tile, 1x3 jumper tile with 2 studs in the center, and 2 more dark blue 1x3s. Then place a light gray cheese slope with the tip facing back, 1x3 or 1x1 dark blue plate, another cheese slope. Skip this next area, and at the end, do the same thing but opposite. Have the cheese slopes facing inwards, another 1x1 plate, and another cheese slope. And then finally on this top layer, the studs that we have in front, place 3 more dark blue cheese slopes. So layer by layer, we've created Dialga's torso. This is the medium azure line kind of going across its body. We're going to add the spiky back feature on top here. This is going to be the front part of its body. And so for that back feature, first what we'll do is we'll take a light gray claw plate, attach a 1x2 plate with a segmented bar at the end, place a 1x4 light gray tile above, and then below a 1x2 light gray plate. Stick that in the center here. This next piece we're going to build twice. Start with a light gray headlight brick. Place a light gray claw tile off the side of the headlight, the front I suppose, and then off the top. And then twice you'll take another one of these segmented bar pieces, place a 1x2 tile in light gray above, and stick that onto the side and the top. Like I said, we build that twice, and we'll attach that on the sides here. And so now we have this fixture of Dialga's body. The tail is very straightforward to build. We'll begin with a dark blue 2x4 plate. Place a medium azure 2x2 on top in the center, and then these briefcase pieces in medium azure on both ends, and tile that up with dark blue tiles. I used 2 1x4s. And then for the other piece of the tail, take a medium azure 1x2 claw plate, the claw hanging off the long end, and place that on top of a 1x3 dark blue plate. Place a dark blue 1x2 curved slope on top, and a 1x1 dark blue tile. Attach that, and we will put this on the torso shortly. For the silver fixture in the front of Dialga's body, begin with a inverted light gray 1x2 slope, and place a 1x1 plate in it. Set that down for now. What we'll do is we'll take a 1x2 inverted light gray slope, place another one on top, hanging off the end, and then on top of that, hanging off the end, a light gray headlight piece. Behind it, a modified 1x1 with studs on 2 sides in light gray. Off the front of the headlight, I have this 1x1 slope piece that's like a translucent bluish color. I don't remember if this is called translucent medium blue or what, but as you can see, it's a pyramid shaped slope piece. So that's what we're going to place in the front of the headlight. And then on top of the headlight, place a cheese slope. On top of the light gray brick behind it, place a 1x1 plate and then a 1x1 tile. Then what you'll do is you'll take a 1x2 claw plate with the claw hanging off, the vertical claw coming off one of the studs. Attach a segmented bar piece to it with the studs facing downwards, so that the studs face opposite ways this way. And then take one of these 1x2 short slopes in light gray. It's got the grooves in it. Build this twice and attach it to the sides of the stud here. I, in fact, prefer to have the center hole of the 1x2 attach inside the hole. You could have it a little lower, but I think the alignment's a little better when you have the stud go in the center hole. And then take cheese slopes, place them on the exposed stud on each side, so the tip will face backwards. Now what we'll do is we'll attach this to Dialga's torso. So this will go on the front, and the inverted slope will attach right here to this exposed stud. The little structure we made with the inverted curved slope will attach right next to it. And then the tail will attach onto the clip from the 1x2 claw plate earlier. Now for the legs. The legs are going to end up being very similar but mirrored, and you'll make 2 of each of these. So let's start with a 2x3 light gray wedge. On top of it, place a 2x4 in dark blue. And you might notice I don't have a 2x4. This is one of those artifacts that comes up from me building things digitally a lot of time, is occasionally I end up with strange structures where I could just have a 2x4, but as I was modifying things, I somehow ended up using 1x2s and a 2x2. But no matter, this will get sorted out soon. On the back side, on the top, place a 1x2 plate, a 1x1 light gray bracket with the, how do I describe this? I think this is considered an inverted bracket, and then another 1x2 dark blue plate. Flip it back over, place a 2x2 wedge plate here in light gray, and then behind it a 1x2 in dark blue, and next to it a 1x2 plate in dark blue, and then take a swivel plate, a hinge plate, and attach it here, also in dark blue. Layer up another 2x4 in dark blue, and then on top another one of these wedge plates, 2x3, go for a 1x2 tile, a normal orientation light gray bracket 1x1, and another 1x2 tile. For the top portion, begin with a inverted 2x2 tile. You could just use a 2x2 plate, that's fine. And then place a 1x2 dark blue plate and two of these rounded 1x1 plates with the segmented bar off the end. Place a medium azure 1x2 plate. Attach now here with the hinge plate from earlier. And then layer up a 2x2 plate and a 2x2 tile, both in dark blue. And then attach a black claw onto one of these bars. I prefer the one closer. This is going to be the front of the leg, so I prefer the one closer to the front of the leg. Like I said, you build that twice. Now the other thing will also build twice. It'll be very quick and follows the same process. So I'm just going to speed through it for video's sake. Like I said, you could have this be a little more stable, or at least easier to build if you use 2x4s instead of what I did. I also made some modifications at the last minute for how I attach the legs to the body, which reduced the piece count by 8. And if you were to use 2x4s instead of what I did, that would reduce it by another 8, which should make Dialga clock in right at 240 pieces, which makes it by far the largest build in terms of pieces that I've made. I think second is probably going to be Rayquaza or Groudon. Maybe Groudon because of how many barbs it had. And I don't remember the piece count on that, but it was certainly a lot smaller. Most of my Pokemon fall more in the range of maybe an average of 30 to 40, and many of them are only about 20 pieces. Anyways, now we've got our legs built, and let's attach them. So what you'll do, that's why we have these holes here in the side, the 1x1 bricks. And this gives you a pretty good range of motion on the joints that attach the legs to the body, and the hinge plates should also add some extra range of motion for the knees. I thought about making legs that are much more fixed, but I thought it was fun to do this. They're not the world's most stable, but they're pretty good. They do attach well, and most of the time I find myself posing Dialga like this anyway. Now all it's missing is to construct the head. For the neck, let's take a dark blue brick that's 2 2/3 in height and has 4 studs on the front. On top of that, place a 2x2 or a 1x2 dark blue brick, and then 2 dark blue cheese slopes with the point facing the direction of the studs. On top of that, place a medium azure 2x4 plate. On this end, place a dark blue jumper plate, and below that, a 2x3 plate with claws hanging off the end. Now what we'll do is place a 1x4 plate on top here, and on the lower 3 studs of the light gray 1x4, place light gray cones. And then let's attach 2 more of these dark blue rounded segmented bar plates on the end of the claws. Let's set this down for now. Now we'll take a 1x4 dark blue plate, place a 1x6 dark blue plate on top like this, medium azure 1x6, and another dark blue 1x6. And then on top of that, place two 2x2 brackets in dark blue so that the bracket lines up with where we placed the 1x4 plate. Next, on top of the studs from the bracket, place a medium azure 2x4 plate. On the end here, place another 2x2 dark blue bracket. Then here, place a 2x2 dark blue plate and a tile. On this end, place a 1x2 medium azure plate. Now we're going to do something that mathematically should work out just fine, although I have had a little trouble with this technique. What we're going to do is take two light gray 1x2 brackets. One of them will attach in the studs and the other will be loose here. And then we're going to hold this together with a dark blue 2x2 tile. This is one of those situations where the error tolerance on your pieces starts to matter. You might see a little bit of popping where you're trying to kind of hold this together. As you can see, mine's pretty tight, but the actual loose bracket might have a little bit of space there. So try and get pieces, try and really squeeze this together tightly. Try and get pieces that work out well for this. I tried a handful of different bracket plates of mine, and finally I found some that held together really well. So again, I think a lot of it boils down to just the error tolerance of how the pieces themselves were created. Next, on the back of this, place a 2x2 dark blue cone. Here on the medium azure 1x2, place another 1x2 with claws hanging off the front or off the side. Take a light gray briefcase piece and place a 1x2 dark blue tile on it. Flip that over and attach this underneath. That's going to be Dialga's jaw. And next we're going to place 1x1 light gray plates on the side here, one stud back, and rounded translucent red 1x1 tiles to act as the eyes. And now finally, the last piece of the head, we'll take a 1x3 plate and a corner plate, hold them together like this with a 1x6 and a 1x3 and a corner tile on top. And we'll do that for both sides. This is mirrored. And attach this so that the corner stud of the corner plate holds onto the 1x1 that we just placed on the side of Dialga's head. Let's angle this a little bit. And then let's attach Dialga's neck. And finally, let's attach that to the body. And now, Dialga is complete. With that, I hope you liked this video. If you did, I encourage you to leave a like, comment, subscribe, send this to your friends, check out my other videos, and I will see you guys next time.